Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to wait for a few to come in. Still from me. He won't get one more thing. Taking territory. I'm ready for the battle. I'm ready to win. How's everybody doing? Alrighty, now we're in for a treat. In for a treat. Waiting for a few more of you guys to come in. And we'll start. You guys saw the topic, right? We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. Hey, Strange Fruit, how are you, my friend? How are you? Glad you're here. You can call in if you want to. I'll be giving out the number if you have any questions or comments. Give it a few more minutes. Few more minutes. That's right, girl. With me. Taking territory. I'm ready to win. Alrighty, family. Just waiting for a few more people. Alrighty, family. I'm glad you guys could be here. And I know some will come after it's done, but that's okay. They'll still get the message. The ones that need to be here, we'll see it eventually. And today's topic, we're going to talk about to carry or not. To practice our Second Amendment or not. Which one? What do you think? I think it's time. I think that the dynamics have changed. So I think that would be a great idea to start carrying your practicing your Second Amendment. Let me give out the number in case you guys want to call in. Have any questions or comments, feel free. The number is 563-999-3682. And I call this the reconstruction of 2020. We're in a new era now. And as you see, as you look around you, the dynamics are changing fast. And I think a few situations like Aubrey, yeah, got his name. I was getting it confused here. If he had a gun, do you think he would be dead? If he had a gun. I think it's time for us to change our mindset. We as minority Black folk are having a really hard time getting some things through our head. We are having a hard time of recognizing our enemy. We're having a hard time that people that smile in your face really don't like you. We're having a hard time believing that your best friend that you've been friends with for maybe 20 years is not really your best friend. We're having a hard time, our men dating outside of their race with these Beckys. I call them dysfunctional zeros. We're having a hard time understanding it. Our men, they're having a brain fart. It's called the forbidden fruit, and they're enjoying that forbidden fruit, even though that forbidden fruit is getting them in a lot of trouble. They're still willing to take that chance. I don't understand that. Do you believe, and I'm going to ask you again, do we practice carrying or not? Do we practice our Second Amendment or not? Let's talk about a few scenarios. You're sitting in church, right? And a Dylan Roof come in. Okay? He comes and he sits down beside you. And he's packing. And there's 9 people. 9 people in a church. And we have the Bible study. We minding our own business. We having a Bible study. 9 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. Okay, are there. He sat there a whole hour. And nobody felt that spirit. Nobody felt death. Nobody was thinking, oh, this could possibly be my last moment. Okay. Brianna. Let's put ourselves in her scenario. 1 o'clock in the morning. A burglar comes in. You hear somebody at your front door, 1 o'clock in the morning. You sleep, kind of get you out of your sleep. You're looking around, you like, what in the world's going on? You hear some noise at your front door. So you hear somebody coming in. You're in the bedroom, back bedroom. You hear the footsteps coming towards your room. You got a gun? Are you practicing your Second Amendment? Or are we afraid? Let's go. Another scenario. We running, we jogging in our neighborhood, minding our own business. Here we go. We got 2 men in the truck. They yell out some obscene words, but we just minding our business. We're not even going to entertain it. We minding our business because we think, oh, they'll go away, right? They pull up beside you and they show you a shotgun. And they said, pull over. I want to talk to you for a minute. What happens? Do you carry? Do you have are you practicing your Second Amendment like they are? What do we do? Do you think Aubrey would be dead today? One more point with Kenneth, with the Brianna case. He had a gun. Is he dead? He lived. Why did he live, family? Because why? He practiced his Second Amendment. More scenarios. Come on. Just flow with me. Flow with me. We're in Walmart. We minding our own business. We looking at some clothes. We looking at the shoes. We looking at the food. We just say, oh, I want a snack. Let me go to the chip section. We'll give me a snack. We hear shooting in Walmart. Is that shooting? Strange fruit, I'm with you. We're in Walmart in California. Okay? We trying to get some snacks. Okay, we're going to do healthy snacks because I know you like healthy snacks. We hear some shooting. I'm looking at you. You looking at me like, was that shooting? Strange fruit. Was that shooting? Did I just hear somebody shooting? You looking at me like, girl, I think so. What we going to do? What do we do? Some will practice after this tonight. Some will go out and get their weapon, and some still will not because of fear. Let's talk more about that scenario. We're at Walmart's. Now we're hearing shooting. Me and you strange for we're at Walmart. We're hearing this shooting. I have a weapon, you don't. Who's gonna live? If it's between me and him, who's gonna live? If it's between you and him, you don't have a gun. Who's gonna live? Him or you? I have a weapon. Who's gonna live? There's a bigger chance of me living than you. Let's keep going. Come on. Wow. Flow with me here. Flow with me. Flow with me. Flow with me, family. Flow with me. You getting off a subtrain in California again. Your name is Maya. Your name is Maya. Okay? You get off the train. You walk past this crazy dude that don't even look, you're not even paying attention because you're walking with your sister. He walks past you, you're not even paying attention, you're talking to your sister. He comes through and he slits your throat. If she had a weapon, or if one of them had a weapon, either her or her sister, would she be dead? Or would he be dead? Or she might be, but he might be too, right? Would it be just one dead or two? I'm trying to change this here. It's time to deal with this mentality. It's time to deal with our mentality of being fearful of weapons. White folk have children. I have a girl I work with. We talked last night about it. She said, my son been shooting since he was 4. I said, how old is your son? He's 12. I said, he was 4. She said, yeah. He knows how to break it down and he knows how to shoot. And they go shooting at 4 when he was 4. He started at 4. 4. They started at 4 shooting. Our kids started what age do our kids start? Do they? We don't even think about it. We don't even want to touch a gun. We don't even want to think about it. Because why do I need to touch one? Why do I need to touch a weapon? Why do I need protection? It's gonna be okay. It won't happen to me. It's gonna happen to my neighbor. It happened to somebody else. Come on, let's do more. Danye, Melissa McKinley's son. She found her son hanging in his backyard. His mother found her son hanging in her backyard. This happened in Missouri. And you remember the 3 activists that was in Missouri and 2 of them died? Well, she was the one whose son. They didn't get her, they got her son. Okay. Found him hanging in the backyard on a tree. If he had a weapon, do you think he would be dead today? I'm just asking. He would have at least had a chance to live. At least a chance. At least a chance. Come on, walk with me. Walk with me. We in the nightclub and we dancing. We getting our dancing on and we probably getting your little drink on or whatever. We hear shooting. I'm in the bathroom. I hear shooting out there. Okay. I'm in the bathroom. I hear shooting. I have a weapon. I'm waiting. I'm not going out there looking for him. I'm waiting because he don't know I'm in the bathroom. I'm waiting. Do you think I'll have a chance to live? Do you think I'll have a chance to live? Especially if I've trained for this. Because it's all about training. It's not just having a weapon, it's about training to learning how to protect yourself. And that's why we get the weapon. We don't get it just to be bullies. We get it for protection. But do I live? But nobody in that club had a gun. So how many died? Anybody remember? A few, right? But if somebody else had a gun in that club, would the shooter have lived? Or would he have died? Or would the person with the gun help me? Let's go through this scenario. We just in the club. It's dark. I hear shooting. I'm gonna get up under me a table or I'm gonna be hiding somewhere, right? I see him shooting. He don't see me, I see him though. I have a gun. And I practiced. So I'm good. Does he live or do I live? We have to start thinking about this scenario differently. We have to start thinking about us possibly having and practicing in our Second Amendment. I am not condoning violence. I am not. I am condoning you taking care of yourself. I am condoning you fighting for yourself. I'm condoning you protecting yourself. I am condoning that you cover yourself. Come on, let's talk. We're not done. We're not done. We're not done. In Nevada, the shooter in Nevada. Okay. We minding our business. We minding our business. He starts shooting. 5 people have guns. Does he live or does he die? 5 people don't have guns, but he has one. Do they live or not? Probably not. Why? Because they didn't have protection. It's time for us to think about doing things different. It is time, ladies, for us to get a taser, for us to get pepper spray, or all 3. Different scenarios will require you to use a different weapon. Let's talk about James Byrd. He was the one that was drugged behind a truck in Texas. He was drugged behind a truck in Texas by 2 white supremacists. He didn't have a gun. If he had a gun, do you think he would have be living today? I'd rather fight the system than not to be here to fight anything. We ought to be tired of getting punked. We ought to be tired of getting beat the hell down. We ought to be getting tired of us being treated like crap. For instance, young man, 21, what, 21, was in a neighborhood. He was dating a white girl. This is why I tell you, stop mixing and mingling, fellas. Stop mixing and mingling. He was visiting, dating a white girl, and I'm sure it was her brother, and his friends, okay, or his dad sick some buddies on him. Two white guys, three white guys. I think it was three or four. They saw him and they beat him. They tried to drown him. He didn't have a weapon. If he had a weapon, do you think he would have lived? Do you think he would have gotten his face beat in and broken in 5 different places? I'm just saying. Do you think he would have given them a challenge? Or do you think him banishing or showing or attempting to help protect himself, do protection? He would have been good. He'd have had protection because they would have expected, oh, black folk don't carry weapons. So they'd have tried to do something and he'd have showed them different. He'd have had his protection. He would have had his protection to protect his body, his body. You have a right to protect yourself. We're gonna talk more about that. Let me give you one more scenario. No, two more. And I don't know if you guys can see me or not on YouTube, you guys. Let me know if you can or not. Okay? You driving the truck. You don't know the area. You could possibly be in a white supremacy area. Okay? Because you don't know the area. But you have a weapon, you're prepared. You pull over in this area and you're getting out going to stop. You're approached by two white guys. You're followed by two white guys, right? And they start saying, talking noise to you. You ignore them, but then they getting too close. What do? You have a weapon. What do? Are you going to die? That's my question. Do you have a weapon? Then your chances would be better. But if you don't have a weapon, you probably, and they've already shown us plenty of times how they feel about us, right? They've already showed you. So you will probably die if you don't have a weapon. All this could be avoided. The girl who parked and the white guy, he came out the club, it was like 4 in the morning, and she was trying to find a cart and couldn't find it. Remember the black girl who got beat up by the white guy? Remember her? She was trying to call the police, right? And her phone. He snatched her phone and he threw it to the floor, right? Or the ground, I'm sorry. If she had a weapon, do you think he would have beat her like he did? If she had some protection, do you think he would have beat her like he did? I'm just saying. It's time to change the dynamics, family. My little fellow, the 21-year-old, the truck driver, he was 21. His name was Tamor Blair. He was hung in his truck. Do you think if he would have had help or protection that he would be dead today? I'm just saying. I'm just asking these questions because these are scenarios, very recent scenarios. We're talking about 2018, 19, and 20. 18, 19, and 20. These happened recently. There's more. There's two guys, Elias Raymond and Jerron, Jarron Keaton, Conte, Keont, Conte. This happened in 2018. It was in the news a little bit, and I looked it up. These two were going to buy a gun from white supremacy. Four guys, four guys, and they accused them. They said, "Oh, we're going to buy a gun for them or from them, or they were buying a gun from the white supremacy guys." And all of a sudden, the story changed where the guys pulled a gun on them, tried to rob problem, blah, 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 blah. They ended up shooting the two boys, taking them back to their house, dismembering them. If they had a gun, do you think that would have happened? It's time to change your mindset, family. It's time to change your mindset. We've been in so many different situations, and it's not getting any easier, and it's not getting any better. If you have protection, do you think you would live? Those 9 church members that I mentioned, that Dylan Roof murdered all 9 of them, all of them. Do you think if one had a weapon that all 9 would be dead? Or would he be dead? Do you think if they had one weapon and one person would have had one weapon? Because it was one of him and 9 of them. One of him and 9 of them. But he was the one that had the weapon. Do you think he would have been in that church and he would have lived knowing why he over there doing, getting ready or talking or whatever? And you have already been practicing, so you're looking for this opening. And he turned his back and you pull your weapon out and you do what you got. Because I see that you have a weapon and I know that you're getting ready to harm me. I know that you're not coming in here to wish, sing happy birthday with a weapon in your hand. So I'm afraid for my life. So what do I do? While we're gonna do what we need to do. Do you think anybody would have died that night? I'm just asking these questions. These are some very serious questions, and I'm just asking. I'm just asking. I'm just trying to get us to, because Brianna, Kenny, he would have been dead if he didn't have a weapon, I believe. But because he had a weapon to get the truth out, because you know they was gonna lie. You already know, because that's what they do. They lie all the time. Why do we have the Second Amendment? What's the Second Amendment? What does it mean? Why do we have it? Why do we need it? The Second Amendment, what? Let's see. Why do we have the Second Amendment? What's it mean to have a second? What does the Second Amendment mean? Okay. The reason for the Second Amendment is a thing by wait a minute, hold on. This is crazy. You know, you can't read your right. This is terrible. Okay, America has the right to own guns so that if the government ever becomes oppressive, if we have no weapons, there will be no possible way for us to protect ourselves from. And I know I wrote something else in here about the Second Amendment. I want to read that to you. I got to find out where I wrote it. Doop, doop, doop. I want you to bear with me, you guys, us to have our Second Amendment. It's okay for us to practice, not have, but practice. I can't believe this, that I had it written down. I guess I didn't write it. I won't read it to you guys so that we'll understand what does it mean? What does it mean? What's it mean? You know, your Second Amendment. Okay. Okay, let's see what it actually says. Hey, you guys, did you guys hear about them defunding the police in Minnesota? They're talking about defunding the police. I think that's a very good idea. And we can get some of these militias, these groups, like for instance, if we have like vets, retired vets that can patrol your neighborhoods and you get like 50 of them and you put them around the clock and you have 1 or 5 that you can call for an emergency, and then those 5 will have the other numbers. So if you need like 4 or 5 of them, or 10 or whatever, then they can get assess the situation and call the ones out that is on that shift. You can have 100 of them. You can have 50 or 100, and these are volunteer for now until you can get some monies from the state to be allowed to help you to police your communities. I think that's much better than you having RoboCops. I'm serious, KKK Klan members. I'm just saying, policing your community. They have no business policing us. and you have no business calling them the police, because every time you call the police out, you die. Somebody die. Okay, it ain't them half time, it's us. So I'm just saying, Second Amendment of the United States Constitution reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Such language was created. Considerable debates regarding the Second Amendment. So that means you can have a gun. Even black folk, y'all know that black folk can have guns. Yes, we can. I'm just saying, y'all act like y'all scared. I don't understand this theory. We have to stop. We have to stop thinking and being so fearful of something that you don't even understand. You're fearful of something because you either think you don't need it, you think you don't deserve it, you think you can't handle it. You thinking, I don't know what you're thinking, but my thing is, it's time to think the right stuff now. It's time for us to think. I don't know what, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm okay online. It's time for us to change the dynamics, and it's time for us to change our thinking pattern. Okay. I want us to talk about what's the difference in open carry. What does that mean? You open carry or concealed carry? Open carry is firearm that means you can see it. Okay, that means if I have it on my side. Okay, that you can see, others can just see it. But if I'm concealed carry, that means that it's in like my purse. It's under my seat. Somebody, you can't see it. Okay, and you have 45 states that will allow open carry. Okay, and the details are different. It's almost like you have to take a class to open carry. Okay, each state is different. You have to check with your state. But 45 states say that you can open carry, and 13, I think it's like 13 states, you need a permit to open carry with restraints. Okay, and then 3 states prohibit open carry, and of course, is New York. No, it's 7 states. I'm sorry, 7 states that prohibit open carry, and that's New York, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Arkansas, Texas, Illinois, and Florida. Okay, those are, and you have one state that you can't even have a gun at all. Okay, and that's DC, Washington, D.C. Okay, you can't even have a gun. What are the reasons why you would even want a gun? What are some of the reasons? Why would I need a gun? Okay. Well, reason one is you're practicing your Second Amendment. Reason two, for protection. Okay, totally protection. And for three, um, you, you need to get it while you can, because at some point they are going to try to take your right away. Okay, so if you're in a state where you can open carry, then you need to do that. Okay, it's not hard. You'll sign up, take a test, take a class. It's probably 9 hours on a Saturday. Probably no, it's not even 9 hours. It's like 8 hour class. Um, you're there all day. You read a booklet, you answer a question, have a test, you go out shooting, and you're paying, I think it's the class is maybe $60 to $100, just depending. And you get your certificate. Okay, different states. Now, some states require for you to get um, permit and a license. Okay, so it just depends on your state and the license. You can buy up to 6 guns with each permit, or 5 guns. I'm sorry, with each permit, depending on your state. I'm saying this because I've looked at my state, so I can only go by my state. But you have to, get on there and look up your state, and you can start with the sheriff's department to get your fingerprints. You go down there, you fill out the paperwork, and you pay $5, which is the paperwork was only $5. Fill out application, and that takes about 7 days. You get that back, then you can take that certificate to a class, and you go from there. Okay, so you do get a certificate. I don't know why I didn't bring my certificate, but you do get a certificate, and you get to carry. Okay, so it is kind of fun and practice. You go to the range, um, and you have indoor range, you have outdoor range, and it's amazing. It's amazing, and you're practicing, and you practice, practice, practice makes perfect. Yes, you're going to be nervous, but you're going to be nervous at first. Yes, but the more you handle it, the more you touch it, the more you'll get used to it. And I do believe that if you have children, I do believe that you do have a lockbox. But for me, with my girls when they were younger, I would let them touch it. I would unload it. In the midst of cleaning it, I would unload it, and have everything, have it open. You open it and you know that it's clear, and you're just allowing them to touch it. And the more they touch it, that takes out the curiosity. It took the curiosity from them, and they knew. And I told them, I said, "You have." I explained to them that just assume that all guns are loaded. Don't ever think that it's not, and it does kill. So if you point this to somebody, you can possibly they're going to not breathe ever again, and they won't come back. Not like TV. Some on TV cartoons, you shoot somebody and get up. No, they won't be doing that. And I did explain it to them, but you have to explain to your children. You have to take the fear. You have to get the fear out. You have to take the fear out. They have us so afraid to do anything. You cannot be afraid to practice your Second Amendment. You have to change your dynamics, change your mindset. It is time to do something different, family. We have been doing this for way too long, and we've not been doing it right. It is now time for us to think different. It is now time for us to think we are fighting for our lives. It is time for us to assume that when white people get too close, if I'm in the store and I'm looking, I look at everything. I'm watching all from every direction. I'm not being paranoid. I just don't want people too close to me. And if somebody walks behind me, I'm going to turn around and look because I want to see what he's doing. I'm not going to just let you be behind me doing all kinds of things, and I'm not going to be dumb enough not to look. No, if you that close to me, I need to see what you're doing. Because I remember I went to Texas, and I didn't, went to Texas, and Texas is a carry state, but I had flu. So we were checking in our hotel, and it was a homeless guy, and it was late. It was about 12 o'clock. Might have been a little later than that. And we was in which one? San I can't think of which part of Texas. I'll think about it later. But we was checking into a hotel, and the homeless guy, um, he was laying on the ground at first, and when we were coming down the road, I'm noticing him, and I'm like, okay. I didn't want to get too close to him because I'm watching. So he kisses his woman. He gets up and he's walking, toward us, right? So I'm looking at him, and he gets super close to me, and I immediately turned around and I looked at him because I had my spray in my hand, I had my spray. And did I have my hold on? No, I didn't have my spray because I was on a plane, so I didn't have anything. But I looked at him as if we was gonna throw down. Told my girls, look, if we're gonna have to do we have to do. Okay. You get high, get low, or you get low, I get high, but we're gonna whoop on this. You know what I'm saying? It was three of us, okay? So we wasn't playing. So he got super close to where I felt very uncomfortable. Because I knew he was getting ready to do something. So I swerved around real quick and had my purse in my hand. So, it was on my shoulder, but I was holding it. And I'm telling you, he said something like, I guess I scared him because you're not gonna get too close to me. I don't believe in you getting, we have a certain perimeter, and once you invade that perimeter, then I'm afraid for my life. Seriously, no, you're not gonna get close. So I'm just saying, we have to start changing the dynamics and thinking different. Because now it's getting to the place where it's really getting super bad. Nia, what's her name? Nia was getting off the train, and the guy just walked up, talking to her sister, not even paying attention. This is why, ladies, we pay attention to everything. I don't care if you're talking, your eyes are still, you still looking. Okay, people get behind you, you gonna look, see what's going on here. I need to turn. If you have to turn to see, you gotta turn. Don't be scared. Let them think. I don't care what people think. I'm saving my life because right now I keep my head on a swivel. I will not be a soft target. I guarantee you that. I will not be a soft target. And stop traveling by yourself, ladies. Always travel in pack or have your friend with you. Don't ever not have something with you. It is time for us to change the dynamics. It's time for us to change our mind frame. It is time for us to understand that this is serious. It is time for us to know that you could possibly not make it home tonight. It's time for us to understand that they want you dead. It is time for us to get it in our spirit that it is time to flight or fight. And which one are you going to choose? Ahmaud Arbery, I keep calling him Ahmaud, but Arbery was fighting for his life, but all he had to do was have a weapon, and he could have possibly saved his life. He wouldn't be the one dead. He would have probably been the one in jail trying to fight for his freedom, but I'd rather fight for my freedom than to not be able to fight nothing. He can't fight nothing. And he was just jogging. He was doing minding his own business. Want to come and question me. Who you questioning? I don't owe you. Somebody pull up beside me in a truck. You think I'm gonna stop and talk to them? I don't have to talk to you. I don't even know you. I don't owe you any explanation. Why was he obligated to stop when they pulled up beside him and say, "Hey, boy, where you going?" Because you know how they was degrading your business. For one, I don't have to answer because I will keep jogging. I'm gonna ignore you. But see, right then you could have been getting in your mindset, okay, I got my little weapon and oh Lord, I'm getting too ready, huh? I'll get it to the computer. But I'm just saying, if he had a little weapon, then he could have been like, okay, you ain't got to show it, you ain't got to do right then and there. I'm scared for my life. I don't know what's going on. You walking toward me with a shotgun in your hand. Me or you? Which one? See, we got to start thinking about this stuff. Texas. And Texas was a right to carry state. Okay. How many people was in that 17, 18? He went in there and shot up Walmart. How many people died? If somebody had their weapon there inside some kind of could have shut him down. And we have to practice so the fear is not there. You have to practice. If you don't do number practice once a week, and usually it's 10, 15, $20 at the most that I paid. I paid $20. Okay. But it's per person. So if you're taking your daughter or your son, but my thing is, it is time for us to start taking our children with us so that they can train with us. Let me give you the number again in case anybody wants to call in. The number is 563 Okay. I just want you guys to change the dynamics. You got to change your thinking pattern, you guys. It is time. Okay, let me tell you about there is a black gun shop. Okay, black no, actually it's called the National African American Gun Association. 60% are women, you guys, and yes, they're all black. Yes. 60% are women. Okay. I just want you guys to join, and you can join on Facebook, okay, because I am a member, and it's called the NAAGA, the National African American Gun Association, the National African American Gun Association, and 60% are black. And there is a black owned gun store. I get excited. I love shooting. It is so exuberating. It's so free and it feels so good. But at first, I'm gonna tell you, I was scared. I was scared to death. But I don't understand because I went to the academy. Back in the day, I thought I wanted to be a police officer. Oh God! So I did go to the academy, and of course, they said you can't shoot, and I know I could. Okay, but that's another story for another day. But there is a black owned gun store, and it's called shopblack.us. Shop, SHOPPE, black.us. Okay. And there is hold on, I wanted to talk about there was some gear that you could buy. What is the name of the gear? Oh, I get so excited. I love stuff like this. I love it, love it, love it. Goodness, did I not write the gear down? I do have, you know what? I have it on my Facebook page. Hold on, let me see. And um, I really do understand. I know, we didn't grow up, doing this. We didn't grow up with, having weapons. We didn't grow up we didn't even grow up with the mindset that we needed a gun. We didn't grow up with the mindset of thinking, man, I better, I need to do something. Um, I need to get my weapon. I'm gonna need this one day. There is a center, it's CENTER, fire, FIRE, tacticalgear.com. Okay, that's center fire tacticalgear.com, and they have all kinds of, so just check those two things out. And I did put something on my Facebook page, and I just want you guys to look at this, you guys. I'm gonna try to show it to you. I hope you guys can see this. I love stuff like this. You see that baby there? What's she doing? Okay. Into We have to start introducing our babies to, and I know you guys are like, oh my God, no. Because if you train them up in it, you give them a class. I think we should be teaching them. You know how I feel. I feel that we're supposed to be training up our own children, right? I believe that if we taught them about the guns and we kind of introduced it to them and we train them with it, I think they'll be more comfortable. And I think the moms and the dads will be more comfortable. I'm not just saying they have on street and you just got a gun. No, I think it requires training. I think that we have to teach it. And I do believe that it's changing. I keep telling you, we have to start changing our mindset. Strange Fruit, you want to have a comment or something? Are you on the phone? You want to have a comment? I believe that we should start thinking about protecting ourselves. Um, I am going to question, and if you don't want to talk, I do understand, but I'm going to 602. Hey, 602, you got a comment or a question? How you doing?
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. Yeah. How are you?
Cool. I'm good. It's strange fruit here.
Strange Fruit.
Thanks
Okay.
for doing this topic. It's super important.
Yes. What do you think about it?
I had an incident today.
Oh, really?
Well, today I had an incident where, even though I live in a gated community, and I never really worried about my door, I had two guests at my door today.
Whoa.
That should have never been able to get inside the gate.
Right.
And everything gets really real for you when people show up at your door that don't belong there.
Yes.
And it's very, especially when they belong to an organization you don't trust.
Right.
And they don't identify themselves properly.
Yeah.
So I had that experience today that kind of lit a fire up under me. But that shouldn't have had to happen.
Right.
Because I know better. A.
Yeah.
B, I know we're living in different times.
Mm-hmm.
C, I know that I'm on a lot of different websites,
Yeah.
paying attention to what the other side is doing.
Yes.
The other side isn't playing. All of them have their guns, and they got more than one in multiple places at all times.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, this guy made a comment on the line, on the comment section. They made all kinds of comments. I noted a couple, but the one that struck me the most was the one that said, I feel sorry for the UPS guy that had such a hard time getting up the driveway carrying my ammunition.
Wow. But let me ask you a question. When you're on there, what are they saying? Tell me some of the stuff that they're saying that you can give us give us some ideas as far as what are they thinking? What's in their head that's not in ours? Because I don't think we think in the same way. I don't think we think like that. I don't think we're made up like that. What are you hearing them say?
Okay, so sometimes it takes listening to a couple times, get an understanding of the rhythm and the mindset.
Sound like they're talking in code. Are they talking in code mostly?
All the time.
Okay.
All the time. So I've started to sort of figure it out.
Okay.
So a lot of this stuff was against what Black Lives Matter, for instance.
Okay.
Like for instance, they were talking about Seattle, and apparently they set up what's called an autonomous zone there. Black Lives Matter, including, whatever, liberals have decided a certain list of demands were made.
Okay.
And so the rest of the country is looking at this because everything is a war to them. Everything is a scorecard for them at all times.
Okay.
And nobody on Team Brown should be advancing in any way.
Right.
What makes it sound innocent is they make it seem like they're just being good, patriotic Americans.
Yeah.
But being a good, patriotic American means preserving the status quo.
Wow. Okay, so when you hear them say that, that's what they mean. Okay.
Yes, exactly. And in another podcast I listened to, a very specific planning and strategic types of meetings.
Okay.
If you know what I mean.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Isn't it amazing?
Go ahead, make your comment.
No, I want. So okay, are you commenting back on these or are you just listening?
Well, I feel I don't want to get blocked. So
okay.
I keep studying. Sometimes I say something very vague. What that person means?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like for instance, well, this one isn't so just that they don't want to know. That's the whole point of them talking in code.
Right.
But somebody made this big production by saying, oh, she was doing whatever she was doing, and some black guy approached her, and he said she better leave or he was going to shoot her. And when the police came, they did nothing.
What?
They did absolutely nothing to this man. And then my comment was, probably because she damn lied.
Okay.
It was so obvious that she was having a hit fit
yeah.
to be seen and just to be heard. Yeah, she probably damn lied.
But I'm sure he didn't have a gun with him. I guarantee you he didn't have a gun like she said he had a gun. I'm pretty sure that he did not.
We don't even deal with these people like that. You know what I mean? That's not what we do. Just
right.
Go around waving guns at people.
Right. No, you can barely find a black person that carries one. And I'm telling you, sometimes my husband don't have his. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's another comment that they made. They don't expect us to have them. They don't expect us to have them. And they're like, oh, so there's a black game club somewhere, or the thugs are giving them guns. They don't expect us to have one.
And that's why Dylan Roof cursed, because he said that he knew that nobody would have one. And I'm like, you got to change the dynamics. I even want, when I go on Saturdays into our, training and teaching, I almost want to carry it with me. And I'm like, I told my husband, I said, you know what, from now on, we need to, and I do believe that if you're in a church, you need to practice your Second Amendment. And we're not saying this for anybody to just go shoot them up. No. It's totally for protection only, purposes only, period. But I want to get people to start thinking about this.
Looking at history, we don't have a history of just jumping in and
right.
I mean, we're not known for being murderers. I mean, that's not our story.
Absolutely not.
So stop it.
Absolutely not. That's not who we are. And we even scared now to even, I had a girlfriend. I said, hey, let's go to the range one day. And she goes, she was like, oh, I'm scared, and I'm like, well, in order for you not to be afraid, you're gonna have to start just lay it in your hands sometimes, just every now and then, just feel it, and then when you go to the range, the first little time you'll be a little nervous, but the second time it's gonna be like, oh my God, and the third and the fourth time it's like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be here. You get a total different, but that's what anything new that you do, anything new that you're trying to do, it's going to make you nervous. Just like when I used to do transportation. And when I drove a bus, the first time I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? Oh my God, I'm going to kill everybody. But then the second and the third time, the fourth and fifth time, and now, girl, I get that. I'm like, go. Because I don't think about it. It's almost like riding a bike. But we have to start somewhere, and I'm trying to get people to start thinking about their safety.
Let me tell you. The other thing that I've gotten out of this thing is they're looking. This isn't just any opportunity.
Yes.
To attack.
Because you know what? Because they know they're gonna get away with it.
Looking for signs.
Yes.
Unity, and then they have a code between each other that says that they all know it and they're all on board with it. This is very disconcerting, and I think people need to pay attention. They played a clip. I don't remember what where he said, oh, I jotted it down. I can't find it. But basically, he said they're shooting, and you guys didn't want his whoever he reports to, and they're like, no, we're not getting involved. Let them shoot each other out. And then the guy, you know what I mean? And to me, I was like, oh, are they flagging each other? What are they doing?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, go for it. So basically, he's funding the police, taking the police out of in that little segment was his open season.
Exactly.
The police aren't getting involved. And if people are shooting out and shooting each other, go for it.
Exactly. And some of them are show up in some of these areas. This is why it's very important for us to start getting together. Like I said, the retired vets, they know how to fight. They're ready for war. They've been trained for war. And I say again, that's local, that's really close and that's on the board. And you can call one main person and he can line them up when you need them to come out. And we do that instead of calling the local police. Because I don't really think we ever should dial 911. We should always have that main vet, that main retired vet that we can contact and say, hey, we need you here, address, and he'll show up, with the 5 or 6 other officers, vets, not officers, but vets.
But do you see how slick they are, though?
Of course.
So we're still figuring out. Are we defunding? Are we not? Do we have somebody to protect us? We're still figuring everything out. They've already moved to Plan D. They're already saying, "Oh, open season, shoot."
But guess what? You have but don't forget that Black NFAC group. Okay. Now I want you guys to sign up at blacknfac.com. Okay. And he's coming July 4th, and they're gonna have this huge march. So they're talking about doing some things. Okay. So I don't think we're gonna be alone on this. I think some things are coming down the pike. And I do think that this is why you need to have your protection with you until they do what they need to do, because some of them guys you're talking about going to be in some of these neighborhoods and they're going to start some stuff, and they know Black folk. Because I remember seeing a video where this one little white kid went into this apartment complex and was shooting for 2 days straight. Nobody stopped him. Nobody came out the house. He was literally terrorizing that whole community. And I was like, what in the world is going on? This kid came in there. He was like looked like he's about 17, 21 years old. But he was coming in the complex. And each day he was shooting at car tires. He was shooting at car windows. He was running amok in that neighborhood. And do you not know nobody came out to approach him? Nobody said anything. Nobody shot back. Nobody did anything. They literally let him terrorize them. And I'm thinking, what in the world? Why? Why is that necessary? Why would you not want to protect yourself? Why would you want to be caught in a situation like that, knowing what you're dealing with? Stranger, this is not something that we don't know. It's not like we don't know what we're dealing with. So when those people came to your door, did you have a knife? Did you have anything for protection?
I had my name, but I was so pissed. Well, I don't know. I am a strange bird. I was being strange. I was so pissed that these people had the jumping up.
But guess what? That's going to help you. But guess what? That's going to help you to stay ready. That's going to help you to take your thinking to the next. You're not going to tell me it doesn't. A warning comes before destruction. So you don't know, why would they pick your house? Why they pick your house of all houses? Tell me why. Somebody been watching you.
They walked past at least 6 units before they got to mine. Before I heard, because my door, and then that's why I was jumping up. Like, where did they go? Well, door they knocking on. How the hell did they even get up in here? And I felt like that was just a soft approach.
Yeah.
And I did say something, and I wish I kept knocking, and it was a really annoying, subtle, low knock. And I know if I knock on my neighbor's door, I usually say something. Hey, it's your neighbor.
You're making me nervous because I really think that you should look into something. And Dick's, I don't know if you have a Dick's or a sports authority or an academy in your area. Those are where you can locate, and they're on sale, maybe two. And you have your weapons. Do not have your weapon in one room and your bullets in another room. Please have it together, locked and loaded.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, don't just sit up there and you got to put the bullets in your thing. The chambers fight. Come in your house, you ain't got time to do all that. You need to be ready. I'm just saying. And you're not going out looking for nobody. If you're in the bedroom, you hear somebody coming through your front door, you're not going looking. Why I'm going to change your mindset, family. And I cannot get people to understand this enough. It is time for us to start thinking different. It's time for us to get on code. They're on code.
Big time. Big time. And they've been that way. They've been, and they can be talking about Jesus and the Lord and believing in God, but they believe it's their God excuse to call it defense. But they can't wait. If there's too many of us in one space, in one part, like one guy said, in one of these autonomous zones with all these supposed, it's funny because they're not all black people, but white people that are in black. And it's like a rich target practice environment to me.
Wow.
And another string of comments like that. String of them. They can't wait to just unload the arsenals. And they're not carrying regular guns. They got magazines.
Yes.
They got high-powered military.
Those ARs. Yeah.
They're not even carrying a regular gun.
Right. They have those ARs. Yeah. ARs. I'm telling you, they have the big dogs. Okay. They're not playing. They're not messing around. But I'm gonna tell you what, that in FAC, I think more people need to join, and I think a lot of people are right now. Because if they're going to defund, because I know Minnesota has been talking about it, but I think that once one state starts to defund, the other states will come on along. I think this is something going to happen. I think we need to stay out there marching until, and I really believe that once we hold our money, and I think we should be holding our money July 4th instead of July 7th. I think we should be holding our money the 3rd and the 4th and the 5th. And let's let them feel it. And not just July 4th, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, but in the meantime, pool our monies together so that we can come up with a ma and pa shop on every corner in our communities, in our neighborhoods, so that we will have somewhere to go. And we can start with just groceries, and then we can grow it to meats, and then we can grow it to clothing like a Walmart, and leave Walmart alone. I think if 5 or 6 people, maybe 10 people in a community store we can go to, just renting a place and just starting low, start small at first, and then 2 or 3 months, the more money that you get in, everything goes back into, let's get the milk, let's get the important stuff. And then you make a list of things that people are coming in asking for, you don't have it. So the next round, you get the stuff that they're asking for and the stuff that you don't have. Then you can find a place to get the meat and stuff. To buy among us, to spend our money with us. I believe that we can leave Walmart alone, and we can leave all these other corner stores alone, and just come together with our own. Will hurt America more than anything. Us holding our $1.2 trillion will hurt America more than anything that we can. Know why T.I. said after the 4th, because you're getting fireworks the 3rd, you start to get fireworks in the end of June, and you're going into July getting the fireworks. We're not buying no fireworks. You let them hold, you let them crack, you let them white folks your meat, your hot dogs, and your hamburgers and all that stuff, right? Your baked beans, your potatoes. We're not buying that. We're not doing that, because June 19th is the day that we were free. You know what I'm saying? We weren't even free. It's time for us to change the dynamics and change our mindset. That is what I keep trying to get through people's head. We don't just need to do it once.
Holidays need to go.
Yes, we're not supposed to be celebrating
all
anyway.
Holidays need to go.
Absolutely. Halloween, none of them. All of them are evil, and all of them had something to do with hurting somebody else. Especially Thanksgiving. I don't even. I'm not going to. And I looked up a lot of those holidays, and if people understood what they were celebrating, it's Catholicism. It's the Catholic Church came up with, and they stuck some paganism. Catholic, what you think it means? Christmas don't mean what you think it means. Okay, Thanksgiving don't mean what you think it means.
You know what? Catholicism, a lot of that stuff isn't.
When you talk about the Catholic Church, you have Jesuits that are Satan worshipers. Why they don't go to jail for it, because it's part of their religion. People wake up and go, and I tell people, this religion thing was another subject, but still, you need to understand what you're doing. You need to understand why these priests are messing with these babies and not going to jail. Their religion. I keep telling people, you got Jesuits. Jesuits that are priests. Ain't nothing Christian about no priest, no Jesuit. I keep telling people that. Y'all better get them encyclopedias out, get them dictionaries out, and do some research. Go and do your research on Catholic Church. Go and do your research to understand what is going on. I'm telling you. So it is time for us to understand what's really happening here, and time for us to change our mindset and know that we can practice our Second Amendment, because that is your right. And you have, like I said, we have so many states that we can practice in. 45 states at least. 45 states. It's okay. But you still have to, you can open carry. But what we do, we won't even try. We won't attempt. We have to attempt to start changing the dynamics, changing our mindset, and actually going out and getting our weapons. We have to. What are we waiting for? Fear.
I think we're really truly stuck in a state of perpetual trauma bond. Because we have to realize what we're dealing with.
Okay, well, how do we get?
I have to tell you, I called just for too long in terms of getting what I'm supposed to have. I called three shy calls in a couple days. I'm like, I'm on it. I'm gonna run around and lift some weights or something.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't really have that kind of time.
Seriously.
But it just goes to show. Prepare.
Well, I hope we get it together, because it's time for us to get it together. It's time for changing your mindset and stop being so fearful, like murder, kill, shoot them up. Okay, and they're not your friend.
They are dying to do it or whatever. And it's always nice and always donuts. The main one. Like, I can't wait to get one off.
Yes. And you think they had planned that, because they said that they had problems with that boy. They was traumatizing him. They actually had been bothering him before. So that wasn't the first time I put it into existence, but they had been on Aubrey's case, and I really, I'm if nobody is listening to that case, the same time they've been marching. So they've kind of got their attention off of that on the marching and on protesting and stuff. But their attorneys wanted to dismiss it. I mean, I'm serious, to dismiss it. And I'm like, you guys aren't listening at this. We better make sure that they are not trying to dismiss this case, right? They went back in the 1900s and got him, and they thought that he was going to, side with them, but he looked and he heard the case. But when they got done, he said, he said, y'all, he was, they just knew, because he was old, that he was going to side with them. He said, we're going to move forward. But I'm telling you, and I listen, maybe go on some of these websites, you guys, just to hear how they talking about you, and maybe that'll pop you into realize that you better do something. Or how do we get syndrome? How do we get free of being held captive in our own mind? How do we get free of this? How? You have any suggestions?
It's almost like you kind of but it's like anything else. It's like being in any type of abuse or you're just tired of being tired.
Well, aren't we tired now? We're not.
I'm damn exhausted, but I have already started this connect in different segments of my life.
Okay.
Okay, I have no room for the ex with you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But no. No, you don't need to be fake. You can be whoever you are. Let me carry on. I have no energy for you.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But
I think we have
I don't know.
I think we have to start recognizing our enemy. Say again. Say it again.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think we have to start recognizing our enemy. And we're not recognizing our enemy.
Yeah.
We're not recognizing. We don't know. We're calling our best friends enemies. I mean, we're calling our enemies best friends. You know, we're calling, we're dating our enemies.
Malicious with them. And how many swirling cases do you know where there's not abuse taking place in either direction?
Right. You heard about the one recently, right? Where her boyfriend had been playing her all this time, and he had
making fun of her.
Yeah.
With friends.
Yeah. He was sleeping with this girl and everything. They've been dating a while. So how do you know if they're serious or not? How do you trust that? And could you imagine all this time she going around his friend, saying all kind of stuff? How can you trust that? Why do we trust that? Why are we okay trusting our open enemy? How are we okay when somebody has hung you to alligators and burned your body, hung you on a tree? How are you okay with their children's children? And I've shown some cases that they actually have in 2020, in 2019, 20 people in the last 2 years. People don't even know about it, but what they're saying is, oh, they're committing suicide. That's what they said about hung in the backyard. You know what they said? Oh, it was suicide. Yep. They were suicide. That's what they said.
Well, a couple of teachers have gotten caught with nooses.
Yes.
Little toy nooses.
Yes. And they are teaching your babies.
People on their job
These teachers are teaching your babies. But you still feel okay with them teaching your children? Are you serious?
In Africa, South Africa somewhere, she told her students if they didn't turn their papers in on time, that she was going to kneel on their neck.
I'm done. They always take something that
it's funny to them. And I think that's what part of the problem is that because we're wired so differently.
Yeah.
Like the way they're constructed is pure vile evil. They get excited. They get happy. We imagine certain things.
Right.
That's just not our
we
first point of reference or how we respond.
Yes. We can't think about that. I had one guy on Twitter and he was talking about, well, we're talking about the Floyd, George Floyd case. And he was like, well, all he had to do was comply. I'm like, well, he was laying on the ground. He had three people, 500 pounds on his back. How is he not complying? How is he now complying? He was pissing on himself. He was telling the nose was bleeding. He told him, I can't breathe. He no struggle. He was laying there. The man is seeing his breath is leaving his body. And you have 500, 600 pounds on your body because each one of those officers weighed at least 200 pounds. You had 500 pounds of weight on your body. Okay, so what part didn't comply? He was laying underneath 500 pounds. What was he supposed to do? I didn't understand the complaining part.
That's our mistake too. It's like we always try to rationalize. We can't. You cannot make deals with terrorists. That's the bottom line. We can't try to get them to understand
exactly
because their brains don't work that way. But that's how they see it.
But my thing is, you don't say anything about the school shootings, okay? You don't see it because they always live. They're never thrown to the ground. I've never seen one thrown to the ground.
People, they have the right to bear arms. They have the right to kill as many Black people as
they have a right to eat. Because Dylan Roof, they treated him to a meal after he got done killing those Black folk. What did he do? They hungry. He had been busy all day, so he had a right to eat. They could not have him not eat. What? When this lady actually was saying this, I was like, my mouth was on the floor. I'm thinking, are you freaking kidding me? Did you just really say that he needed to eat? I don't understand.
Burger King ain't the best meal, but okay.
But guess what? He showed.
It was a little symbolic.
That's what it was. That's what it was. It was about the king in the title. He was the king of that day, and that's what I believe that it had a lot to do. He was the king of the to do. You got 9. You got 9 of them Negroes out of here. You my boy. Yeah. And then he wanted a retrial. he wanted a retry. He thought they was gonna break him. And, he said, "I don't need a retry."
I was gonna say, I hope they're wearing him out in prison, but I bet money that a Black man is protecting him.
My God, I hope you're not saying that. I hope and pray that every day his life is miserable. I mean, he's lived a long time. I mean, Jeff long in jail, but Dylan Roof's been in there. What? How many? He's been in there a while. I'm like, why is he still alive? I'm just saying.
No, he's been in there long enough that somebody is protecting him.
He's a woman, so yeah, somebody somebody is protecting him real good. But I'm telling you, it's time for us to change our mindsets. We have to start. I don't know. We can't think like them. We're not made up like that, but we're educate our own children. We need to start teaching our own children how to recognize their enemy, how to what to do when you recognize the enemy, and when they're next day, then you just need to stay away from them. You don't need to, because you want to play today. I'm not going to play with you. I see your character, and I'm going to take it from there, and I'm just not going to be bothered. Because I've worked with people, women, white people look at you every day to say, "Oh, are you in a good mood today or a bad mood? Am I going to worry about you?" I don't have time for that. So I don't say anything because I don't have time to judge if you're in a good mood, bad mood, you're bipolar today or not. Who has time for that? So I stick to myself. Seriously, when they show you this, then we have to teach our children, what do you do when somebody shows you that they're your enemy? And we have to teach our men, stop trying to sleep with those are your enemies. Fellas, you got money. That's the only reason why they want you.
Already told us.
How many times?
Angela told us when somebody shows you who they are,
yes, to believe them. Yep, I remember that. Yep. But we having a hard time understanding. Go ahead. We having a hard time understanding. We having a hard time recognizing. We having a hard time with even, do they like me or not? Even though they just showed you yesterday that they don't. But you still come today and say, "That's my best friend." Yeah, she had a rough day yesterday, but that's still my girl. What? I'm done. I just go ahead. Go ahead, strange fruit. I'm gonna let you talk. Go ahead. I'm gonna digress.
Well, I'm just gonna say that this quarantine has been a gift. I mean, not only for us to awaken and really have some time to process.
Yes.
We're not running around so much that we can't stop and think.
Yes.
And then having to have our kids homeschooled was a gift.
Yes.
Because taking them away from these experiences as a little girl,
yes.
I didn't get the same treatment in class.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, it's time. And the people are coming together, putting together curriculums across the country.
Wow.
Across the country, teaching their kids correctly. So we've got some healing to do as grown and acquire them correctly now.
Yes.
That will make a huge difference.
Yes. Yes. I think this it's time to start now. We've been homeschooling. So why not just continue?
I'm personally researching the whole accreditation process.
Yes.
But we can do it the way we want.
Yes.
We can make sure that the history is correct.
Yes.
That the coursework is correct.
Yes.
Our kids need a different way we
Right.
can
Right.
instead of somebody telling us they need to be on drugs or whatever.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
We've got all our own tools.
Yes, and we need to. And there's 3 different ways that you learn, and you have to be ability. Then you bring them closer and you break it down even more. The ones that are advanced, then you give it to them and let them run with it. And the ones that need the hands-on and for you to show them, then you do that also. But the ones that need for you to just show them, then you do that. So 3 different types to understand how their children learn, and that way you may have half the class over here that's learning just by seeing, the other one just by doing accordingly, but we have to, I don't know, we're gonna have to put some healing in those classes as far as self-esteem healing. We've been traumatized, and I mean, to be traumatized for 400 plus years is a long time to deal with being traumatized. We've been just treated like now. I don't know what in the world it's going to take for us to get, man enough to run, do something, run or fight or flee or something. That's why, we're talking about this Africa thing also. And I think it's time for us to get it together. If you're not going to, if things aren't going to change here in America, then I really do believe that Africa is the next step. I really do believe that you're not going to tell me it's not. I really do believe that we should be getting our mindset ready, because I don't think it's worth it. Sometimes Yahshua will do stuff that'll kind of kick you out, and I think he's trying to kick us out. I think he's trying to get us so mad and get us so ready to want to leave, but some people are still holding on for dear life, and that's the sad part about it, because they're going to get left behind. Because you have a lot of groups out here that's put their mindset into moving. And I'm hoping that you guys are hooking up to a group that's really thinking about making that move. Start thinking, start putting, put it in your heart that it's time to make that transition. Know, but um, I, I don't know. I don't know. You have anything else you want to say, Strange Fruit?
No, just that maybe just to segue off of what you just said, making sure that we start the healing.
Yes.
And we do start over there.
You ain't kidding. Yeah. How would you suggest that we could do that in order to get fixed a little bit in order to do something different? Because we've fixed that.
I mean, well, everybody's healing journey is different, but I would say starting with centering yourself first. Different.
Yeah.
But it has to be a conscious action every day, all day, something you're centered on all day is improving, being better. You make sure you commit to. What's that?
I said, then you at least start somewhere. At least start doing something in order to heal that. We've been, especially our men. I'm serious. We just, you know what? I really want to come start with education, and even with us, some adults. I think we do need some qualified therapists. I really do believe that.
There are very specific psychology. There are several
really
very specific psychologists that work through the trauma of what we've been through in our own Black experience. Yes.
Okay, because I have a hard
from an Afrocentric
somebody white to kind of try to teach and train or heal somebody when they don't even know the struggle.
I mean, and that's what's so and the speaker that was teaching spiritual older Black woman, and she was the kind that you just want to just fall asleep on under her feet and listen to her talk. You know what I mean? We come with a whole different energy, a whole different rhythm. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And there were students at the space, Brown, that wanted to learn it. And I was so insulted, and I spoke on it. I'm always, that's why I call myself strange fruit, because I don't mind being the outlier. But I was like, this isn't yours. This isn't yours. You can't communicate it properly. You can't feel it. You can't sense it. You never experienced it. How the hell are you going to regurgitate it back to us? What the hell?
I don't know how. How do you?
And everybody was looking at me like,
I'm going to drop the class tomorrow.
You can tell these people the truth.
Yes.
And these same people damaged us, and now we're looking to them for some sort of reprieve. Stop it.
And that's the sad part about it. Some people would,
very important.
But some people would have went to them before they come to you. They would go to them before they come to you. That's the sad part about it. And you're looking at them like, are you serious? You're gonna go over there and let her help you to heal when she the one that that was behind the trauma in the first place? What in the world? I don't know. I'm just like, oh my God.
I thought they were gonna put me out. I thought they were gonna put me out of there. I was like,
oh my God. What did the teacher say though? What did the teacher?
Serious. What did the room just turned into cricket. Nobody could believe I said it. I'm like, I'm not the only one that feels this way. I know
it. Yeah. I would have kind of joined in because I probably would have beat you to the point. I would have said, and you're here, why? Let me know why, these not brown, dealing with Black folk, how are you going to, get some Black folk to heal under you? I don't understand that. You can't. Because you're the one that caused the trauma. So now you.
Because let me tell you what they do. Yeah, they feel like they got it. They got the knowledge. They got one up on you on your level of spirituality and connection to the earth and universe and everything. Thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yes, on you. Yes. But that's what they do. They come in our go to them and get the healing, or I don't know, the fake healing or whatever. It's not real. We're going to get what they have for us, and we're going to make them millions. They're going to send their children, and we still not going to get the healing that we need because it's impossible. Somebody that has not been through the trauma that you've been through. I cannot taste if I don't have a strawberry. I've never tasted it. I can't the texture. I can't tell you what it is, how it's gonna, go down my body. I cannot tell you if I've not experienced it. So how this experienced it? How do you help somebody heal from something they've never gone through? It's impossible. It's impossible. So no.
And all together, they practice Satanism on some level.
Oh, wow.
You know, and that's just how they saw it, was just manipulation of the situation. So I felt the need to stand up.
Wow, that is.
They pushed me right over the edge because I was just looking at their jewelry. I was just looking at different things.
Yeah.
At different points in my life, I've been in different environments.
Yeah.
To like be able to see, like,
yes.
that means
yeah.
this, that means that, da 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 da.
And a lot of people. A lot of people are into a whole lot of spirituality stuff, and they're doing a whole lot of stuff right now. They're taking it to another level. I mean, black and white, So right now, it's, I have to watch everything. I'm looking at everything because I need some of that stuff in my life. Seriously. But I'm so.
You know what? That's where, that's it.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, that's something to pay attention to, is symbolism. I mean, we look at things and we don't understand what they really mean.
Uh-huh.
You know, we just take things for granted. And, sometimes when I learn something, like just different things with symbolism for pedophilia.
Okay.
Because all of the celebrities are going down tonight and stuff, but that's another conversation.
Yeah.
But I see it everywhere.
Yeah.
You see it in the cartoon.
Yes.
You see it on the kids' clothes.
Yeah.
You see it, and you're like, oh my God, that is all in your face.
Yes.
All day long.
Yes.
You don't even realize it because it looks so innocent.
Right. And it's hidden.
So we need to start with paying attention to symbolism, and we need to pay attention to, because I know I cleaned out my house a couple of times. Getting statues out and jewelry out and things that you never know what's attached to that.
Right.
Attaching negative energy to you.
Yeah.
So doing a survey of your space is very important too.
Yes. I also believe that we need to do survey the signals of white supremacy, because a lot of times we don't know the hand signs. A lot of times it's in your face and they're talking about it in your face, and we don't know the code, we don't know the language, we don't know the symbols, we don't know the signs, and they're just and we don't have a clue of what they're talking about because we don't operate, we don't even think like that. So I think that should be a class also for our children to learn. Understand how they operate. I think we should. Yes, they have. And when, just like we go out and my husband has his, he practices Second Amendment, and we go out and you should see the looks he gets. And it's so weird because I'm like, well, you guys do it. And they looking at us like, but you guys don't. So what are you doing?
I told you, they expect to catch us off guard. They expect us not to be carrying nothing.
Yeah, they do. But guess what? Yeah, another thing coming. Because hopefully after this show and hopefully after other shows, people, and I cannot stress that enough, that it is time for us to get on code, and watch your surroundings and recognize, go on some of these websites to hear what they're saying. You gotta get in your mind what it sounds, what does white, what's the riddle? What's the feeling of it? You gotta start recognizing this stuff. You can't just stay so docile. You will never learn your open enemy if you don't in territory. Sometimes, behind a computer I'm not saying, go join the KKK. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying sometimes you could be behind the scenes and you could be scoping out what's the conversation about. Learning the hidden words, the code words, learning the what are they wearing that will help me to recognize it when they're in a group. How do I recognize the KKA? How do I recognize? Because you're not going to see the hoods. You're going, what am I looking for? What am I looking for? The police officer when he's the KKK. What part of his uniform is going to show me that he's part of the KKK? You understand what I'm saying? Because we know the judges, we know their lawyers, we know their judges, we know their doctors, we know. How do I recognize a KKK nurse in her nurse outfit? How do I recognize the judge that's a KKK? How do what's the word? What wording is he going to use? Because he's going to let somebody know, hey, I'm one of you. Right? We should be recognizing that. We should be recognizing that. So how do we learn that? How do we get connected in that to understand the language? You gotta step into their environment sometimes and just see what they're doing. Right. So you have to. We don't do that. Yes. Yes. So like you said, we have to go up on some of these websites. We have to invest to see, because just like the enemy, when you read the Bible, you knew what the devil looked like, right? So okay, you know his character, right? They come to steal, kill, and destroy, right? So when you see somebody coming to steal, kill, and destroy, you know the characteristic. So know who operates in that characteristic. So that right there should help you to understand, to be able to recognize your open enemy. When you see them acting crazy, when you see false fake reports and come to kill, steal, and destroy, right? Okay, what they trying to do? Destroy something? They're trying to kill, to steal. Okay, should give you the heads up of what you're dealing with. Don't make excuses for all. Yes. Because people can't, who are duplicitous, can't stay in character long. You know what I mean? They're gonna have a breakdown. Right. They're gonna say something. Sometimes it's just gonna come out off their face to say or do something off the chain. Yeah. Just because they need that reaction. Yeah. So for you to act like you didn't see it and blow it off, like you said earlier, you know what I mean? She showed you. Yes. Yes. We know. We just don't want to believe. Yep. That's the problem. Yep. And sometimes we have to be with, okay, I work with, they show me how they feel. And guess what? I pay them no attention. I pay them absolutely no attention. I don't give them no, and they come, hey, doing the next, but because you did speak, oh, hey, and keep moving. But that's it. You're not going to get no conversation. You're not going to get anything extra, because I already see what I'm dealing with, and I'm going to act accordingly. And this is where we are, family. This is where we are. We have to act accordingly. You cannot let it slip and pass and say, oh, she's really ordinary. He's a good, a good person. Well, dang, when? Every time I met her, she not. Every time I met her, she hateful. So am I supposed to take your word for it or what I'm coming across? Because she might be faking and shaking with you, but she showed me her real self. So if even if somebody else come up to you and say, Judy really is a nice person, Cassie, I'll be like, but I know how Judy been treating me. So am I gonna stand on what somebody else told me how Judy is, or am I gonna stand on how Judy has shown me how she is? I'm gonna stand on what I've seen. Okay, that might be she might be rocking with you like that, but she don't rock with me like that. So I'm gonna take what I've seen from her. I'm not gonna take somebody else's word for how Judy is when I've seen Judy and how Judy treated me before. I'm not gonna just pass that off. I'm gonna take that into account and act accordingly. And that's how we have to deal with white folk, these white supremacists. They've already showed you their past. They've already showed you they don't like you. I've never seen any good cops. I don't know. I hear people saying, but I've never seen any. I don't know. Have you, strange fruit, seen any good cops? I haven't. I haven't seen one.
A couple times, but Christmas times that I thought I was going to step on the gas and run for it. And they were decent. So, I don't trust them.
But guess what? I ain't seen none come forward when they was beating. I ain't seen none come forward when George Floyd was under that man's knee. I didn't see anybody coming to say, hey, man, that ain't right. I ain't see none when Aubrey was running from them too, and and he was a police officer. I didn't see, I didn't see it. I'm just saying, I haven't seen any cops that stand up and say, look, son, you can't do that. Dude, that's not right. No, I've never seen that. So as far as I'm concerned, your silence is showing me that there are none. I haven't met one. I have not ever met one. I've not even seen one on TV that got up and say, you know what, we were wrong. I'm serious. I've not even on TV seen one that said, seen one beaten, shoot him, put your gun down. I've not seen that. I've not seen that. I've never seen one say, dude, he don't have a gun out. He's not even armed. I've never seen that. I can agree with that. I've never seen any. Please step forward or identify yourself or something.
It just speaks to the culture behind the scenes. Because I've read the police force was involved with some sort of racist culture some of these people are dealing with behind the scenes.
But and you still on the police force. George Floyd, that dude, I can't get 19 offenses on my job.
No, I'm just talking about the so-called.
Okay, yes, and I think they should. I think they should have a board or something that's not connected to the police department. And I think they need a department that's going to investigate themselves. I think that should be an outside entity. The same, seriously, they can report to them and say, "Hey, I rode along with officers." Just anonymously report or just turn in your equipment and leave. That it has to be another way to do this. Okay, but my thing is for real, because I believe that it's too much in order. You're right. They refuse to believe that they're in war. You're right. I can't even, you know what? I just can't even say anything. I've seen somebody that said black men refuse to believe they're in war. And he's right. He's right. And I don't know why that is. There is a